cloud native, SD-WAN, analytics, machine learning, agile development and testing, edge computing, DevOps, service management, enterprise architecture, hybrid IT, neural networks, cybersecurity, serverless, low-code, no-code, big data, integration, Intellics, where we bridge modern and legacy technology and untangle the buzzwords to help business and IT leaders connect the dots to achieve digital transformation. Disclaimer: the perspectives expressed in this show are the independent opinions of the hosts and/or guests and do not necessarily reflect the position of Intellics or any companies mentioned here. And now, your hosts, Charles Arajo.
Perhaps one of the biggest shifts at the world of BI and analytics is the shift from a report or dashboard-centric world to one in which the star is so-called data apps, these highly interactive tools that enable an organization to leverage data in near real time as they make their most critical decisions. But this app-centric approach ups the game significantly and can change how we approach the idea of building what I guess I'd call a data app community. So, Ellis, I'm looking forward to this conversation because I know there are a couple of different ways that we can all approach this. So let's start here. When I talk about data app communities, there's probably at least two different views of that, right? I mean, how do you see this?
Like you said, two different communities. One in which a BI platform provider makes all these integrations possible within the platform. And the user journey from a business perspective is they sign up with the BI platform, they enable the connections, they access the data, and then they go from there. And then there's the other angle, which I call like kind of short-circuiting the whole thing, where BI platform providers actually create these connectors and analytics app, and they host it in marketplaces. For example, think of a BI platform provider who has Shopify Analytics. So what if they can actually take the Shopify Analytics app that they have created and make it available in the Shopify Marketplace? Thereby, anybody in the Shopify ecosystem, if they're looking for analytics, they just go to the marketplace, they install the app, and everything is integrated in context within their admin platform, and they can go from there. So clearly, it's about helping businesses to short circuit and get to analytics as quickly as possible. So yes, there are two communities in which how BI platform providers are now viewing this. One is to come sign up with the platform. The other one, be where you are, we will find you.
So it sounds like both of these are really about kind of removing the barriers to getting access to the data and to get to insights more rapidly. But is there a difference between these two approaches? Is there one that is better than the other, or are they two flavors of the same thing?
I think at the foundational level, the applications, let's say, for example, I talked about Shopify earlier. For a BI platform provider to even be able to have those analytics app, the Shopify application has to have open APIs. So if any platform, any application provider, SaaS provider out there has the API layer, then yes, that's a starting point. And once a BI platform provider creates the integration, then it's just making if the SaaS provider, in this case Shopify, has a marketplace, obviously going there is definitely better for the Shopify admin's experience, and also for the BI platform to have the impact of network, kind of create the lead generation that they need.
There's another dimension to this, I would say, and again, correct me if I'm wrong on this, but so in the case of, say, Shopify picking, right, you're the provider of this, and so you're sort of making yourself available in their community. But I know in your case, I know you didn't really want to talk about Zoho much during this whole series, but in this case, I think it's very relevant. Right. You guys have built your own marketplace. And part of the idea there, if I understand this right, is to allow your partners, consultants and integrators and others to build these sort of data apps for your broader community. And it seems like that's, while very related, that's also sort of different, right? I mean, so can you walk through that process a little bit?
Oh, definitely. Most definitely. In fact, Zoho has its marketplace where we actually have ISVs and other software service providers who have actually created integrations with the suite of offerings that we have. I mean, specifically, even if I talk about the analytics platform, they are vendors, data prep vendors who have created analytics app, and they host it in Zoho's marketplace as well. So it's a two-way street. So one, we invite other ISVs who see a demand for Zoho applications in their customer base to create the integrations and make it available in the Zoho's marketplace so that Zoho's users can be exposed to other applications that have the integration. And the other way is taking the Zoho applications into third-party marketplaces like Shopify or ServiceNow and so on. Yes, it's definitely a two-way street. And yeah, I try not to talk much about Zoho, but it's very relevant that you bring up the marketplace conversation here, because it does have that, it creates attraction, not just for Zoho, even for other ISVs out there.
So I think that all makes sense. And, but as I said, I spent most of my career either running IT or sort of on that side of the fence. And so I always kind of put my hat on and say, well, how would this information help me make a better decision as a enterprise buyer, right? And so when you think about marketplaces, which are sort of everywhere, but particularly from a BI or analytics perspective, what should I take from this, right? If I'm an enterprise buyer, what do I do with this information?
It's about the availability of applications that help you to adopt a tool. Why would you go in not wanting to know or not being able to get the insights? So clearly, it's about as you make this decision, as these applications are open applications, you want to be in a position to analyze the data. So if you have the power of networks, especially the marketplaces and ecosystems, you just make the most of it. It's like okay, the Play Store or the Apple Store, right? The apps, the merrier it is, right? So it's clearly that kind of sentiment that I have as far as these ecosystems are concerned.